Hello.
Are we live?
I think we're live.
Yes, I can hear it. Oh, the cameras are a little bit laggy, but that's okay. We are amateurs, so it's okay. Hello, everybody. I saw that you guys got some lovely questions for Clarky already. Cannot wait to get into them, but we'll go into those at the end of the podcast. Beforehand, welcome to episode 3 of CCast. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a throwback episode. We're going to be looking at the past of Call of Duty Zombies, but also Call of Duty in general, and what the future can hold for it. So we're going to be talking about that. As usual, we have Revive Gamer on my right side here. He's my
Hello,
co-host.
lads.
Hello. And then we have
Hello.
our guest, who is down here in the middle, which is Clarkysj. Go tell a bit about yourself, Clarky. Man's drinking Iron Brew.
Iron Brew.
I'm fucking high. No, I'm joking. I'm Clarkysj. I get accused of botting my Twitter for tweeting out streams. Fuck you, Revive Gamer. But yeah. Aloha.
Jesus.
All right. Well, that is great. All right. Well,
Poggers.
welcome everybody. How are you guys doing? And today is episode 3 of the Zcast. That is right. And we got a lot to talk about today. I even got a little special thing for Clarky. If you go to my stream, something very special for him. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about the future of Call of Duty. So yeah, let's get right into it, I guess.
Okay, do
That's
you want to
fucking
talk about
racist.
the future first or the past?
The future or the past?
What
I
would
guess
you
we
like
could
to
talk
about?
about the past. The past.
The past? Alright, let's talk about the past. Clarky,
All right.
as our esteemed guest here, what are some of your best memories in zombies from the past? Man's just casually eating. Don't worry about it, he's just eating.
Revived, what the actual hell? That's racist. Okay. My favorite memories from past zombies was really. I quit zombies after Advanced Warfare for a tiny bit, and I never started playing BO3 until like maybe December BO3, and I wasn't like I was hyped for the maps and stuff, but like I don't know, it never hit me. Still, but when I saw the Rise Attack, I was like, "Fuck yes, boys, let's go." But I was really hyped, and as it went on, I was more hyped for Black Ops 4. Even though Black Ops 4 done really garbage for the community, I genuinely really enjoyed Black Ops 4 as a whole. I liked 9. I actually genuinely liked Voyage. I don't need to explain Blood of the Dead. I'm sure Revive's explained in the podcast. Classified. And then the other maps I enjoyed, even though Dead and Night had no marketing. I enjoyed all of them. And probably my favorite past memory out of all of them, probably C4C2, to be honest. Genuinely. Probably C4C2.
I would have to agree. But yeah. So Clarky, if I have to ask you one thing, right? What is your this is a hard question for you. This is gonna be a
Fuck,
question
this is-
I've asked you before, but I'm gonna ask it on the stream.
Oh, here it comes.
What is your least favorite zombie map?
Oh fuck, I broke my next. I
No
I don't
hate,
have
it's
one.
just your opinion. We cannot hate for each other. If
I
you
don't-
say that Above the Dead
okay,
is a
Clarky.
ship map,
It's okay.
if you said Above the Dead is a ship map, I can agree with you. Revive won't, but that doesn't matter.
that man would fucking drop kick me. Are you kidding me if I said that? No, but I don't really have a least favorite. I like ones better than others. I don't hate any at all. I've said this many times in my streams. I've said this many times on Twitter. I like all the maps for what they are. But I do like ones better than others. But if I had to rank one at the bottom for one that I do like, but I just wouldn't play at all, I don't want to say Burger King because I've been playing that way too much to the point where I've enjoyed it. I don't really know. I genuinely don't really know. Because like I've gotten used to the fact that Tortured Path's a thing, like how that works. Darkest Shore is only fun co-op. It can be solo sometimes, but I don't know. What's this question? I honestly don't know. I don't have an answer. I really don't have an answer. Like, if it came down to it, like, if I was doing, like, a tier list video, maybe, I would probably need to thought process, like, think of all the maps from the top, from the ones I like the most, going all the way down to the bottom. Like, that's how I do it, but, like, if I had to think of it at the top of my head, I can't think of any. I can't think of any.
Let's
Really?
just say the question in another context. What is the most least played map you've played?
I like that question better. Least played map. I'm just making sure I didn't break my fucking Xbox when sliding down my chair. Least played. Maybe 5.
5. Interesting.
Maybe 5. Maybe. Because I mainly play stuff on PlayStation, and all the older cards are on my Xbox. But if out of all the maps, and I do like 5, but if we're just talking about least played, it might genuinely be 5.
Alright.
If we're talking about least played, I think it'd be BO15.
Interesting answer. I think if you would say, because you've played it the least, right? Would you say that you don't like it as much in that regard?
It's like 5's a cool map. I like just the layout of it. I like the characters. Characters are my favorite thing about it. I can't take on like my camera on his stream genuinely seriously. But in general, 5 I like it. I like the challenge it brings. Winter Soul's not that great, but I still kind of like it. But if I had to say it, if I didn't like it, that's false. I do like it, but I don't know. I think it's just because, one, it's on my Xbox, and the Xbox is normally a console that I don't play nowadays, unless I'm streaming or something, but that's really it, to be honest. So, yeah.
Okay. Revived. For you, the same question.
Yes, sir.
What is your least favorite Zombies map?
Least favorite?
Yes.
You know you have weird opinions, and the Zombies community hates you for it, so make your choice as well.
Well, my least favorite map is not something that you might think it is. My least favorite map probably is... Probably 5. That's
5.
probably my least favorite map.
Alright.
5 is probably the least favorite, because I just never really enjoyed it. The original 5, that is. Classified, different story. But the original 5, I never really enjoyed it that much. I mostly played Kino. And, yeah, I think that's probably my least favorite overall.
Alright. Then for me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, it's Shinonuma.
Shinonuma, that's interesting.
I don't like
Okay.
Shinonuma. I
understand that.
hated the map in general. I liked the Easter eggs in it. I liked the Wonder Weapon as well, the Wonder Waffle, because this was the first time we saw that, and also the dogs. I like to see different kind of enemies.
Oh, yeah.
But I just hated the way where you were just sinking down basically into the mud in the water, which made you really slow. And I really hated that because you could not traverse anywhere you want. It felt like you were clamped up, that you just had to go on those. You had to basically train in one area, and it didn't give variety, which I did not like about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's not a lot
I
of
can
variety on
understand.
Shinonuma. I can understand that for sure.
Yeah, like, I kid you not, I played BO3 Shinonuma, I played it twice. I played it for both the trophies on Xbox and PlayStation, and that was it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I actually haven't played a lot of the original Shinonuma, now that I think about it. Really haven't played that much of it.
Alright.
Played the BO3 version a little bit, but not a lot of the old versions. So yeah, that definitely is a fair answer. Shinonuma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think my least played map in Zombies, just the least played map. I mean, I mean, if we're just counting Treyarch Zombies alone,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna have to say Voyage. I don't think I played Voyage that much.
Really?
I did not play Voyage like at all.
Okay.
I really didn't. I don't think
Damn.
I didn't play Voyage at all. I really did not play it at all. At the beginning of the game, I played mostly Below the Dead. One of the reasons why I like it so much, I mainly played it. That's where I mainly played. I played 9 after, a little bit after, but I really didn't play Voyage that often, to be honest. So it probably has to be Voyage.
All right.
Okay.
So now to the question: what is your guys' favorite zombies map? Starting with Clarky.
Fuck. Originally, when it came to BO4, and
I know
this
this
is when I
one.
like met some of you guys. It's not tag. Fuck's sake! Before anyone who knows me that well, I want to say Ancient Evil. Genuinely, I really want to say Ancient Evil. I might have to say Ancient Evil, yeah, because like. When I was doing Firebase C and I was doing my review video on Firebase C, I said it was one of my top 5 favorite maps. I actually really enjoyed Firebase C, and then while thinking, I was like, what is my other like 4? And the last time I'd done a tier list, I put Ancient Evil at like the top or something because I really do enjoy Ancient Evil. So honestly, it might have to be Ancient Evil, yeah.
Fair enough. Ancient Evil is a very good map. People definitely don't look at it because BO4 and that, but it's a
It's just
really
beautiful
solid map.
mechanics.
It's a really solid map, I'd have to say. Flamer, you go next. I want you to go next.
See, it was Ancient Evil for a really long time. I really liked Ancient Evil. Everything was good about it. But I think Cold War really changed my opinion on some stuff. And I do have to say, even though it's controversial, is that I really like Firebase C. It's
Respect. I actually respect
it's
that.
not that it's just the map itself. It just feels really good with how the setting is set for this map, with all the weapons that is included. The Ray K feels really good to use, since it's basically a Vietnam-made weapon with the AK. It doesn't feature the ray gun, which is interesting for me as an EVA map itself, and it features a lot of new stuff, like the new perk, Tombstone. We hated Tombstone back in Transit, and now it's a really good perk if you actually are able to use it properly.
Tombstone best part, boys!
But yeah, it also had a solid Easter egg. You can do that Easter egg a lot of times, even if you're just casually playing. And I do have to say that I like the enemy variety in the higher rounds, making it more difficult. So the casuals can go up to round 20, but the higher rounds, those are where it really counts for me, I would say. So I think that's why I like Firebase C more than Ancient Evil, because Ancient Evil, basically the only way to really survive in that map, in my opinion, was to get the shield and one of the hands, or the gauntlets. And I think that was the main part about this. And this is where you really go back to old school zombies, where you had to hit the box or do a trial to get a wonder weapon. And I really like that idea. And I think it's rewarding to get it, instead of like getting a gauntlet at round 3. Just getting already a powerful wonder weapon, basically. And the only thing, if Firebase C wasn't as good, it will be Ancient Evil. But what I really feel, what people sleep on Ancient Evil, is the upgraded gauntlets. Since people upgrade it once, but they don't do the other one. And I'm actually working right now on a video with top 10 side Easter eggs people don't do. And that is one of them. Like, if you actually take the time to upgrade those gauntlets, they're really good to use. Like, they're really fun to use. Like, it's like a thunder gun times 4 when you have like Uranos upgraded times 2.
Yeah, I mean they're really good. The hands are really underrated wonder weapons in my opinion. They're very good.
Yeah.
Very strong too. I really like them a lot. I really do like them a lot for sure. Um,
Your
I
turn.
mean, I hopefully, most people might think it's Below the Dead for me as my favorite map. It's not. It's my favorite map is Gorod Krovi. It still is. I don't think any map has really. I don't know if I want to say come close, but the map is just it's always gonna be different for me. That map is just I love that map in every way. When it comes to the dragons, the Mark IIIs are some of my favorite wonder weapons. Um, Everything about the map, the layout, the Easter. I think the Easter egg steps are criminally underrated by the community and how much people give them hate. But just to do the Easter egg is just such a fun time. It actually feels like a challenge if you are just casually doing it. It still feels like a challenge every time you do it. The boss fight's incredible. I love the boss fight. My favorite boss fight still to date, personally, from Treyarch. Um, Firebase Z is definitely a good map. I'm not gonna give I don't think there's anything bad about the map specifically that I hate, but Gorod Krovi is just as of now still my favorite map and it's just so good. Um but yeah, I think Gorod's my favorite still.
Alright. That is an interesting one, since Goro was, like Clarky knew, Goro was my top 3 maps. Like, its top 3 is Goro Krovi, Ancient Evil, and then Firebase Z. But in the beginning it was always Gorod. The only thing which I disliked about Gorod was how it was just the same things you had to do every single time. That was the only thing I hated to do. Like, just to do Pack Punch, you had to do the things. If you wanted the Dragon Strike, you had to do the Lockdown. And it was just repeating everything over and over and over again. And that was my only complaint with the map. It was a really good Easter egg. The map itself was fun. And you actually had to think for certain steps.
Exactly. And you have to actually be a somewhat knowledgeable player to do things quickly on that map and do a lot of what you normally would do on other zombie maps. You have to be a lot quicker and a lot of um, on the fly situations and on the fly things you have to do. That's why I still love the map. It's still great. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of different things we could talk about today. Um, so yeah, now that we got done with our favorite maps, or least favorite and everything, what do you guys want to go into next?
I think it will be fun if we're going to be talking about the future of COD and knowing what our favorite maps are. Is what you guys would like to see from your favorite maps or favorite game implemented into the future of Call of Duty.
Okay. All right. Do you want to go first, Sean?
Cool boss fight arenas. I'm still waiting for a cool one in Cold War. I like for campaign. I really have nothing to say. It's just simple campaign. I don't think I really need to say anything about Battle Royale. It's Warzone. And then for multiplayer, I think like if anyone was in the comment section right now, they'd be like, "Get rid of skill-based matchmaking. This game sucks ass. Please get this out of here." But skill-based matchmaking, I don't really hate. I think it's well. Let me think. I don't really hate skill-based matchmaking. Like, I get how like you want to go up against players who are like not as good as you, because then you feel rewarded because they might have been better than you, and then you're way better than them, and then you destroy them. It's a good feeling. But skill-based matchmaking, I'm that type of person who I like to go up against players that might be my skill so I can get better. So I don't really have a problem with skill-based matchmaking, but yeah, it's still an and A words, yes. But apart from that, there's really not much to say about MP. I really don't want stuff like doors and like mountain and stuff like that. Like, I can understand it in Modern Warfare. I don't really hate it, but like that, like when that's being placed in Warzone, like mountain and opening doors, I can understand it. But in multiplayer, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to it being a multiplayer. And then as for zombies, a lot of the stuff's been like implemented in, like we have like carpenters repairing armors and shields. We're getting trials like every map from Ancient Evil. and there's a lot of stuff. But the one thing I really do want is like good super Easter egg rewards, because like Infinite Warfare took it out of the park. And like, man, I wish BO4 could have done the same, because I know Infinite Warfare was hated so much, specifically zombies as well. And the fact that like they actually kept going and made us a super Easter egg, that game like is now rated like a good game because of that super Easter egg alone to most people, compared to when it was like before the super Easter egg happened. So I really hope for like Cold War, maybe future games, they do add in like super Easter eggs. Like maybe it doesn't even need to particularly be a boss fight. It just needs to be something cool, something that we haven't seen before. Or if they do add in a boss fight, make it hard. Maybe you can make it somehow harder than Mephistopheles, but you don't necessarily need to. Just make it somewhat difficult. But apart from that, that's really all I have to say for like future games and stuff. Really.
All right, revised.
All right. You want? Okay. This one is gonna take a second because I
One.
have a couple thoughts. We're talking about the whole game and not just zombies. So with campaign, I don't really play campaigns that much, but I would like to see something with I want to see something new. I don't want to be held back by past scenarios. I want something that's not maybe not like not super modern, but maybe like semi feel like kind of like Call of Duty Ghosts kind of modern, where it's a little bit in the future, but can create a new direction for a story. They don't have to be bound by any past weapons or areas, because at that point I just feel like the campaign gets stale, because like yeah it's a new story, new area characters, but like you're still in the same environments as other games. I want something set in the near future, maybe modern near future, and new settings, something we've never seen before, some crazy new battle that has a good plot to it, something like that. Um, Battle Royale, I think something that definitely Warzone would benefit from is the problem with Warzone to me is that it gets very repetitive because every single game you're like, okay, I drop it in. First thing I do, gotta get my loadout. First thing, it's like that to me isn't really what a battle royale should be, because that's kind of like what multiplayer is, right? You take your class and you go fight, right? But Blackout, what I loved about Blackout is every single game you had a new weapon that you could use and a new attachments you can use. And that's what I love about Blackout. You could just I like one thing I really want in Warzone is I want them to bring back droppable attachments. I think would be great. Or maybe just take out the loadouts in a certain mode, or maybe something like that where it's just no loadouts, just straight up guns you find. And I hope there's a new way where you can create your own gun, basically, because in Blackout you could pick up whatever attachments you want, and by the end of the game you had a gun that
Yeah.
you found that gun. It's your gun. There's a very low chance someone else in your game has exactly what your gun has, but in Warzone it's very likely that you and 5, 10 other people have the same exact gun, because it's the meta gun, because that's what everyone uses. So that's what I would say for Warzone. For multiplayer, again, kind of going with campaign, I want something new. I don't want weapons that we've seen. I want something that's new. I want areas that are new. I want something that's fast paced. I feel like we haven't really gotten a COD that's been fast paced, that feels fast paced, probably since BO, technically, since I guess you could say Infinite Warfare, but then again, I don't want to count Advanced Movement, because I know Advanced Movement's probably not coming back, but I just want a game that feels fast paced. Even BO4 felt a lot more fast paced because of the specialists, so it might be unpopular, but I wouldn't mind specialists coming back. They probably won't, but I just want a game that's fast paced. I'm really tired of all these slow tactical shooters or stuff like that. I want something that feels fast and something like that. For zombies, for something I want to bring back from an old map from Gorod, I would say I want a two-part boss fight back. I love two-part boss fights. They're very fun. I love that the dragon, and then you go into the Nikolai boss. That's one of my favorite things. We haven't gotten a boss fight arena, like Clarky said. I would really enjoy
Yes.
a boss fight arena. And a two-part boss would be fantastic. Two separate bosses, it kind of creates that not jump scare, but just the shock factor after you beat the first boss, going to the second one for the first time, and that can kind of create what we've been lacking in Cold War, which is some, you know, real lifeness. There's not been a lot of things that create like this. Oh my God, I'm going to this crazy battlefield. It's all uh very, calm and, very casually and, stuff like that. So I would say I would love two-part boss fights back, as well as I would love to see things like the wings come back, something like that.
Mm.
Extra things that we get in the map that aren't just, the basic surviving, the basic things in Cold War. I would love if there's like an extra item that we can grab each game that we actually have to work towards, kind of like it was in BO3, because like, it kind of gave you something to do. I get we have field upgrades already and all that, but what if we had something else in the map that was maybe it's kind of like something like maybe not a shield, but a different type of equipment that we can actually use. I think that'd be cool. We haven't seen that yet in Cold War, so yeah, I would say that for Gorod is what I want to bring back.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the beaten path. I think what will be really fresh for Call of Duty to happen is because we have basically Black Ops and Modern Warfare coming together. They should start creating a multiverse for Call of Duty, in my opinion. And we're kind of seeing that as well with Call of Duty Mobile. And I think that is really working out. Because you can see the amount of players who love it, because they get the old maps back, but they also get new weapons to use. Like you can use the KM44 from Black Ops 3 in a map from like Standoff from Modern Warfare. And I think that will make it really cool, because we can get more weapons from older games, but also newer weapons, which we don't know. And it could collide together in the multiverse. And I think that will also be interesting for campaign, because we could see elements from Modern Warfare come together inside a Black Ops map. For example, imagine that you're playing as Price, you're going into the multiverse, you're going to Black Ops, you're going to try and stop Sakayev from launching the nukes. I think that will be a really interesting campaign, and what they could do is they could make branches for this campaign for certain endings. So, because it's a multiverse, you can make a lot of endings for it. You can choose a good ending in one path. You can choose a bad ending in the other. You can become the bad guy. You can become the good guy. I think that will be a really interesting step. And we also saw that bit in Black Ops Cold War. With the ending, you could become the bad guy if you chose to do that by lying to Adler. And I thought that was really refreshing, since we finally got that shot at being the bad guy, basically. And I love that. Just shooting Adler in the face at the end, just chef's kiss. And I think...
Flamer.
Yo.
One quick thing. I'm going to be right back. You guys continue. I'll just be 1 second, all right?
Okay.
I have something coming,
Hi.
so I have a surprise.
There's a package
so,
coming
yeah,
for RevivedgamerHD here. Yes. But, oh, Clarky, we're gonna shit talk about him. Yo, guys, come to my stream. Come to my stream. YouTube.com/XDFlamer99.
Bro, this man's Santa suit is on the back. He's got his Santa suit on the show.
Yes. Joking, but stay there.
I want to personally say sorry for munching on stream. I'm very hungry and I was angry for it, so don't hate me, please. I was really starving.
He's got cravings. But
all right, I am back.
All right, so
I do have I have a box. Should I unbox this on stream? Should I do a little unboxing?
Oh fuck! I know what this is.
What is it?
I have a box.
I know what this is.
Is it your GTX?
Let's unbox this real quick, chat.
Yeah, it is. It's this GPU. It's goddamn Look at this man's face. I've never seen such a happy man in my life.
Look at my man's. I've been playing Little Nightmares, and there's this janitor. He has like this giant ass hands, and Revive legit looks like that guy right now. But going back
my man's literally has been going on about his GPU all like for the past weeks. It's his GPU. You cannot tell me it's not this man's GPU. I have got crust all over me.
What happened to this podcast? Everybody's doing things. Clarky's eating, Revive's unboxing.
Bro, I've been eating all this time. Are you for real?
Anywho, going back to it, I think we could also see something like that in multiplayer, where we can get some old maps, but also new maps, remastered, reimagined. We could be looking at some other stuff in it, like we could see it an Apocalypse version of maybe Standoff. We could also see that in Zombies, like we could see what they're doing with Onslaught, and just turn them into multiplayer maps into the zombie maps, but without the Onslaught thing. Ah, it is it. He's got his fucking GPU.
Ah, something that we totally never predicted that would happen. It looks like
And
you just got a gift from Santa.
Let's go,
You look
lad.
like you look like
Go,
you just
lad.
got a gift from Santa, man.
Let's go, dude. Look.
I've never
Okay.
seen such
All
a
this
right.
is
happy
gonna be
man.
about
Here it is.
Is the podcast gonna be about your GPU now?
There we go. All right. No. Let's continue. So, yeah, I gave you a headphone. Sorry about that. All right. I wanted to get that out of the way.
I'm gonna flex off my
Professional
GPU
podcast,
because I
people.
finally
Professional
got
podcast.
no such.
All
thing.
right.
Anywho, what I would like to see from all the maps, like Ancient Evil, is I would like to see multiple wonder weapons to come back, like wonder weapon upgrades.
Yes.
I think that will be so much better. You could have a casual one for the casuals and then a hardcore for the hardcore players who actually go for the high rounds. And
Nice.
also, like you said, more bosses in it. We saw the Orda, but I do think we could get something better. And also, what I am going to be really stressing about is we need some kind of super Easter egg reward. We actually need it.
Oh, Flamer.
Ah!
Flamer, we have some breaking news.
What?
Oh,
We
breaking
have some
news.
breaking news
Sorry?
about Call of Duty. So, according to Charlie Intel, just tweeted out to some. I can't. This happened the second time now. We have breaking news during the
Jesus.
podcast.
Is this
So
drama?
breaking
alert?
news. So if you guys didn't know, sorry for interrupting Flamer, but we'll go back to that in a second. If you guys didn't know, today is Warzone's 1 year anniversary. So Warzone's been out for a year now, 1 year today. And with Activision making this statement, with Season 2's story continuing through the game's 1 year milestone, we cannot wait to share with you what's in store for the year to come. But it'll be better for you to experience it for yourself. And that comes directly from Activision.
Okay.
So that to me sounds like another live event, because that is what they said when the Black Ops Cold War event happened.
Yeah.
They wanted players to experience for themselves. So it seems like things are going to start get kicked off. I wouldn't be surprised very soon. So that's something we can go into later. But yeah, that's basically what just happened. That's what just got announced. So yeah,
Yeah.
back to you, Flamer. So let's get back to it.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah,
I just wanted to make that clear.
That's okay. But yeah, I want a super Easter egg reward. We had one beginning, I think, in Advanced Warfare for completing all the Easter eggs, which was the
Yes.
double feature mode, which was the harder mode to kill Oz in, and you got an extra achievement for it, and I think some intel. But that was really fun because it was a harder mode for you to try out. And then Infinite Warfare upped the ante with that, with a freaking super Easter egg boss fight against Mephistopheles, and Director's Cut mode, which gave you all the perks and 25k to start with. Pack-a-punch weapons in the box. So if Treyarch were to really up the ante for Cold War, I really hope that they will put in some kind of super Easter egg reward for the actual players who actually completed all the Easter eggs, since they're making it more casual for players to complete, but make the reward for the hardcore players. Sorry about that, have a little bit of a hiccup and a burp.
All good. All good.
But yeah, I
Yeah,
hope we're
okay,
gonna
yeah.
get something. If you are a casual, you know, you can complete the Easter egg. But if you're a hardcore person, you can complete another Easter egg, and that's gonna be the hardcore version of everything. That's gonna be like the big finale for Black Ops Cold War. Like, that's gonna open up some kind of ending for us, for Zombies for now, and maybe continue in the next game. And I do think we might be seeing something of that very soon, since I don't know if you guys saw the new intel that was brought out for Firebase Z last week. But we got acquainted to two new persons. We got introduced to Dr. Mayer, and we got what is it? Valentina. We knew about Valentina from Firebase, and we actually saw her, but now we actually know what her what she's doing in Berlin, and she's basically sabotaging the place. There's a mole inside of Requiem, which is interesting to think about, like who can be the mole. That could either be Dr. Gray, Strauss, or Carver even. And people are highly suspecting that it's, well, Strauss, because he's a German and he was a Nazi. But people are also thinking.
Maybe that's the too obvious.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the too obvious choice.
I am thinking it might be Dr. Gray. Since she did
Yeah, we'll
know
have
Peck.
to see.
Yeah.
We shall have to see. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the story in Cold War.
Yeah.
It's going to be super interesting what happens, right? Because I think one thing that Cold War needs to do going forward is I don't know if Treyarch realizes this, but you know why? One of the reasons why the storyline in Black Ops 3 especially was so good? It was because players wanted to experience that storyline over and over again, and it was always fresh on everyone's minds because they were always doing the Easter eggs, they were always experiencing the story. But it also was fun to do, which made the story fun to digest and fun to theorize about. And I guess that's why we don't see a lot of theorizing in the story anymore, is because not many people are quite as interested. Because I truly do think that Intel's a great idea, right? But
Yeah.
it does limit some people to what they can experience with the story. Especially when you have side quests that literally involve you having to get intel because you can't do it unless you have a certain intel. I think that needs to go. There needs to be more, I want there to be more story inside these maps themselves, and actually more things that explain the actual story around us, and not things that you have to get locked behind the intel. As much as I really do like intel, a lot of players really rather do experience that story in the maps themselves. And I think if there was more story in the maps themselves, people wouldn't have a lot of the complaints they do now, because the maps would feel more alive because there's more explanation going on. And I think something like that could truly improve the Easter eggs and the storyline in Cold War going forward, because I think the Cold War story is only going to go up from here. The problem is it going to be an up from, going, okay, people experience the story, or people actually going to be interested in the story? Are people going to continue to theorize this story months and months after, or months after the maps are out, and they continue to theorize? Or people are just going to be like, oh, there it is, done. How kind of we've been, feeling like. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think it's going to get interesting from here. But we definitely have to see what Treyarch does. I think it's going to be really interesting going forward.
Indeed. The other thing which is also really interesting with all this intel is indeed that we're getting stuff about every character, what they're doing, and stuff about the next future of zombies, basically, the next map. But we also still have stuff to discover by ourselves, since, I don't know if you knew it, but in Outbreak, there's one of the boards in Golova, and that has the anomaly on it written, but underneath it there's an apothecon written down. Like, the symbol of the apothecon is shown. So we might be seeing some more of the apothecons coming soon into this universe, which could be really interesting. Imagine that you're just playing Outbreak and you just suddenly get like, objective, kill the apothecon, and you just have to shoot down the giant ass apothecon in its sky. I think that would be really cool to see. Since we never basically got
definitely.
that boss fight.
Yeah. I think that'd be great because it make the map feel alive, right? It make it feel distinct.
Yeah.
If that's the only map where that event happens, like, that could be very distinct and create a challenge for the player, and make the map feel original because there's new enemies and new sequences that you have on the map. I definitely agree. That's a great idea. 100%. That is a great idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think going forward, they have a lot of different things they can do with this game. It's gonna be really fun to see what happens. There's one thing I've been seeing a lot lately. We can kind of go into it with Cold War while we're on the topic of Cold War. It seems a lot of people, personally, at least on just social media, and a lot of people on the game, it seems like people are getting less interested in Cold War Zombies over time.
Yeah.
I want to see what the Treyarch can realistically do to kind of pull these players back in, because I don't want to say this because it's not that I don't like Cold War Zombies. I love Cold War Zombies. It's just that I'm really afraid that what Treyarch might do in the future because you can kind of compare it to skill-based matchmaking in a way where it caters to the casual player like very well. It keeps them playing the map and playing the game in multiplayer, but it really hurts the hardcore player. And I'm really afraid what that could do with Cold War in the future if they keep going this route of easy Easter egg, not much, new sequences, new events, new things like that. I'm really hoping that we do get that just because I feel like the game, kind of needs to go in that direction now. We've went from the basic maps, now we're getting into the more crazy maps again, which I really want to see from Treyarch because that's what they do best. I feel like some of the best maps in Treyarch are the ones where it's batshit crazy, fucking one of my favorites is obviously Gorod, Origins with the robots everywhere. It's in like those maps are what makes zombies so great to me. The ones that are insane, you know, the ones that really feel like there's a lot of cool things going on. So I really hope in the future we get more into that territory.
Yeah. Going into a bit of what some people in my comments are saying, Newbie and Choose, is people think that it's going to be great because she seems focused on trying to learn how zombies function and work in Outbreak, as well as species in the Dark Ether, and she also seems to be a bit heartless when doing her tasks.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with this.
so that also might be a clue that it's grey.
And
Right.
also,
That
like,
is
if
true.
you're doing the specimen heads, like, when Weaver says, "Oh, your team's dead, Gray," she just says like she just doesn't care that they're dead. It's like,
Yeah, she's
wow.
like, I just need that fucking thing done. Get it done, Requiem. Chop chop. Times money.
Yeah,
Times Ethereum. And also when
Yeah.
the rover gets rejected from the anomaly, it's like, get after it. It's like, okay,
Mm.
chill,
Okay, chill.
chill.
But
Again.
yeah,
Why have to be mad? Alright.
really,
Why do you
yeah.
have to be mad, Gray?
So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens with that though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with the future of Cold War, I'm really looking forward to see what happens. We're about 40 days away from the next season, which so we're still have times to go in
Yeah.
the season. So we could see what happens. The future of Outbreak 2, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Because we know Outbreak is gonna get an Easter egg in season 3. We do know
Yeah.
that.
And we might be
So
looking
that's
at
gonna be
Berlin
some
soon. We might be looking
soon.
at
Yes, we might.
Berlin in season 2. I don't know if you heard the rumors about that. But there is right now
Yeah.
season 2 Reloaded confirmed to be coming, since one of the things says season 2 part 1. And it's probably going to be
Yeah,
season
so
2 part 2.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens too with that because like obviously with Outbreak, right? If they have this big update at the launch of season 3 with the new Outbreak Easter egg, there's obviously that I feel like that's gonna be enough content for the community and like, a new Easter egg is always exciting. That's
Yeah.
what the community is gonna be focused on, right? So you can't really drop at least I don't think they would drop a, base map and obviously a base map in Berlin, and then also drop the Outbreak Easter egg because then you're splitting the community. So I
Yeah.
wonder what's going to happen with that. We might get Berlin maybe a little bit sooner. We'll have to see with season 2 Reloaded. I'm excited either way though. I'm really excited. It's also going to be interesting to see what happens with Warzone because I wonder how that marketing is going to change up with zombies because if there's going to be this nuke event happening in the end of season 2, which is what it seems like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
How's that going to affect zombies? Because surely they wouldn't want to put out a zombie map as well as a new Warzone map. That's going to be two, things clashing together. So we're going to see what happens with Berlin and the timetable for that, because they obviously do not want to mash those together. Um, my chat's telling me to talk about transit. There is actually something that I want to talk about that. So, in the community, there's a YouTuber, goes by COD Zombies HQ. He did go over a video about how transit could be coming to Outbreak, but I wanted to talk about how that technically is not in any way confirmed or any way even as of right now, that's not leaked. That's not even something on top of our minds right now.
Yeah.
That is not a thing right now. We don't know. That could be a surprise in the future. It definitely could be, of what Treyarch said about things that weren't made for Fire, Team Dirty Bomb coming to Outbreak, but we don't know for sure if Transit is coming. It's not leaked. That is not. If any person tries to say Transit's leaked, it's 100% coming. It's not true. We don't know. Outbreak, it's not confirmed. It's simply not the original source for where that information came from. Didn't even mention transit. They said they don't even know what happens. It's kind of like on the back burner. But who knows? It could be for Outbreak. It could be for regular zombies. We don't know. I just wanted to go over that because I've seen a lot of people spreading misinformation about transit coming soon. So yeah, that we do not have any further information yet on that. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw all the videos regarding that, and I didn't click on it because I felt like, yeah, it's not being confirmed 100%. It's just a rumor right now, since we still know that Transit was in development during Black Ops 4, and people are still thinking that it might be coming in Cold War, which it probably will be, but later down the line.
Yeah,
it's like a
but
surprise
it's not
thing.
something like Berlin, right? Where that's 100% coming now. We know that's coming. Even like things like the giant map where it was it's pretty almost confirmed because we've seen things about that. That stuff is different because that is leaked stuff that has in-game evidence and also just very credible sources to it. Transit's kind of more like a very light rumor because of previous leaks. So take that as you guys will. It's still exciting though to see what they can do because we do know that Outbreak is going to get more maps 100%. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that though. I'm really excited to see that. But yeah.
Also, more objectives, please. Treyarch, please, more objectives. I don't want to have the same 8 freaking things every single time.
Nice.
Yes, that'd be great. That would be great.
Indeed, since it's just monkey now.
Yes, sir. All right.
We got monkey 2 times. That's the perfect part about it. We got 2 different monkey.
Yeah, so I definitely think that more challenges would be great, more objectives would be perfect for Outbreak.
Also, a reward for getting all the intel, since I feel lackluster rewards for the intel. You get a calling card or nothing, and that's it. Like, I've been collecting intel since day 1, and I've got everything right now. I was waiting for the last ones last week, just to piece the story together, but I do feel I want to be rewarded more for it, in a sense. Like, you could give me XP, but imagine that you could get, I don't know, if you collect all the intel of each season, you could get like a weapon, like a Requiem weapon. It's like you first off start with a Requiem 1911, then an AK-47, going to an LMG, to an RPG, crossbow. I feel that will be good to be rewarded. And also, please make the shovel tomorrow a good challenge, and also on zombies.
We can hope. We can only hope for that, for sure. Can only hope for that.
Yep.
All right. So next, what do you guys want to talk about now? Because we have a couple things to talk about here. Sean, do you have anything you want to talk about? You've been kind of quiet. Anything you want to specifically talk about today?
Not really. No, there's really nothing much to talk about apart from the fact that, like Flamer said, side objectives should be added into Outbreak, the whole transit stuff. I was going to talk about that, but you basically just took it away from my mouth. So there really isn't much to talk about apart from what you just said, really.
Yeah. So, honestly, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens in the future of COD because there's gonna be a lot of things starting to come up. So yeah, that's gonna be really interesting to see. If anyone if everyone has any questions they want to ask in the chat, we're gonna do a section at the very end, so you guys can put your questions in and we can talk about them. Any topics you want to talk about. It can be anything related to COD. If you guys have any questions or any suggestions or anything like that, let us know. Okay.
Yes.
Also, I want to talk about something real quick. We need more Onslaught rewards.
Please.
We have been getting the same rewards up until Nuketown. And that was like, what, 4 months ago?
Yes.
So I really want some new rewards on Onslaught if possible. It makes it for people to replay it as well. Like now I'm just getting, there's gonna be a new weapon every single time, and then when it counts down, hey, you already have this weapon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be interesting to
definitely.
see what. It's gonna be interesting how they balance everything because they have. Oh, you know what? I just realized. Okay, so, um, basically with everything they have on the table, they have Outbreak now. They have to support. They have regular zombies and Onslaught. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they balance it all. It's probably and with their small studio of just zombies, it's probably a lot to handle. So we'll have to see what happens. I hope for the best though. Yeah, and I really hope that a lot of more people can come back to Cold War because people like I think I get what people are saying. I definitely do agree, but the thing is, Cold War at its nature, at its base game, is an incredible game. It really is. They just need to add more things on top of it to truly make it feel like a whole experience, in my opinion. Because everything base wise, everything gameplay related is perfect. They just need to add things around it to really make it a full-fledged mode. Truly, and I think that will be good. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's one more thing I want to talk about. Um, if you guys want to go into it a little bit, I don't know if you guys have seen this recently. With Zombies World Records and a
Ah,
lot with that's been happening. We can go into that really quick. If you guys have any thoughts about that. So basically, I just have the brief thing. Obviously, if you guys didn't know, the site got taken down last week. It is now back up. It is from there's new people on the site. There has been a lot of community discussion on whether the community should use a certain site or not, or should go to other sites and just leave ZWR in the grave. A lot of things like that, a lot of discussions like that. What are you guys' thoughts on that and ZWR and record sites and stuff like that?
It's, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Like, I personally don't care, but it's like, when it comes to stuff like, say, speedrun.com or something, that's like for all games, that's like all around the world, for anything. Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be around gaming, so you could be like, oh, just like, speedrun.com would be the way to go, because it's not just focused on one game for world records, it's focused on like anything in the world for speedrunning world records. Zombie World Records, on the other hand, just focused on the game mode zombies. So, in a sense, it's the same thing, but it's like, I don't know. I don't really know, per se. Whatever, at the end of the day. I don't know why the site got taken down, but it's like, I don't really know. I don't really have a preference on that. I don't really go for speedruns unless I'm like going for a competition, but it's like, I really have no input in it.
All right, Flamer, you got any thoughts about it?
I disagree a bit with Clarky. Since if we go to speedrun.com, we'll only have a few categories, and on ZWR we actually had a lot of categories. Like, I will just be plain about this. I had some beef with them in the past about IW zombie speedruns now getting like a director's cut mode or like a category when speedrun.com had it. And there was a little bit of debate about that. And eventually I got my way and it actually was added later on. Even though we had a huge discussion when I told them, you guys put custom zombie maps on there, so why not IW Director's Cut? So they finally agreed to my terms and they actually put it up. And I think that's good since we have more ways to do stuff. Like, I don't know if you see the drama right now in the community on Firebase C, but there's drama that a new world record category actually got made for Reike, like RNG and buildable. So they're considering these two different categories. And right now, apparently Smart Guy got the world record for that, for buildables. But now people are debating, like, do we count this as a category? Just to have, like, an Easter egg RNG-based step, like Gorod. A buildable one. Like, if you were to do that, right? I think you should also make categories then for D Machina, for getting the free DIE upgrade. If you're gonna do that category on Reike, you should do it also on D Machina.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think ZWR was the way that people could make up a few world records, right? Which is awesome. And I think speedrun.com is still taking up some stuff like okay, these are the things we can hold up to, and we cannot add anything more, because or else it will be just a pile of a big list. Because these world records, most of them actually are just community-based world records. Like, nobody official made them. It was just CWR who made them up. And I think if
Yeah, and it's kind of, yeah, it's yeah.
Go ahead.
No, so I was gonna say that it's kind of like what I think about it, right? Is when I go to GWR, you know, it's kind of like it's a central hub to anything competitive zombies, right? Because it's not just speedruns; it's
Yeah.
high rounds, it's different challenges. You know, some of my friends they enjoy going for the weirdest of weird records, but you know what? They have them on there because they're allowed to. They have the space. It's kind of, you know, I think that truly the biggest problem with ZWR in the past, obviously to me, is the people that were running it mostly just didn't know they didn't have the overall, you know, experience with every side of the community, the speedrunners, the high round community, the everything. It was not you know, they just didn't have the people, the right people. They didn't have the right amount of people that had each experience. But I think with the right people running a site like that, I definitely think it's appropriate for Zombies to have its own site, because Zombies really is a special game. It's really like not like any other with speedruns, because a lot of people do it, a lot of people like it, a lot of people like high rounds. I think its own website is needed. Whether we need a new site or whatever, you know, the community can, you know, say what they want. For that, that's not really up to me. I'm not really someone big into that, so I can't really give my input. But I will say that I did notice EWR kind of like a main hub to zombies in general. So, you know, as much as we have issues in the past with that website, it definitely has the potential to do great things, and I don't think that anyone should be, you know, dismissing it. I think it does have a future, and we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So with that out of the way, Flamer, do
Yes.
you have anything you want to go into?
Well, I agree with you on the zombies hub thing, right? But the one thing which, just going back to the whole CWR thing, is that we have to think that these world records that people are saying that they got are community based. So we're making up stuff on the go, and we can add even more stuff. Like, if we can add a buildable Reiki one, right? If people on ZWR said like, yo, 1911 only Easter egg, AK-47 only Easter egg, they could make that a category and people would go for it. And I think,
Yeah, because they also, yeah,
I think that would open up more difficulty for certain speedrunners as well, since they need to adjust certain strats. And I think if somebody were to make it more community based, I think that will make it more. I think that will make it better, honestly. Even if it's just gonna be like 1,000 boards or something, you already have like 1,000 boards because you have World War custom maps in there, you have Black Ops 3 custom maps in there, solo, 2-player, 3-player, 4-player. That's a lot of boards. But you can also do that for like, I don't know, just pistol only category, assault rifle only category. I think that will be an interesting turn of events if people were to do that. Like, they have to change some stuff. Like, oh, okay, I cannot get a Reiki straight away. I actually need to pack-a-punch my 1911. I cannot use it. I cannot use the Reiki in Firebase against the Orda. What am I gonna use? Am I gonna use a Hellstorm missile? Oh, wait, I can't, because I can only use the 1911. And that will open up a lot of strats for people to just find out what's gonna be fastest. And I think that also is gonna open up more possibility for people to test out certain gun mechanics of each gun. And I think right now everybody is, let's just be honest with this, right? Everybody is using either two guns on this game. They're either using the Gallo or the Hauer. Let's keep it fair, right? Yeah. And I think there needs to be more gun variety in these boards. Since I think that will open up a lot of possibility for everybody.
I mean, yeah, and that's one thing that you can't really do on other sites like that, because they're not specifically orientated for zombies.
Yeah.
They're not directly, like, I think they're great sites. Obviously, they're amazing. They've been on the top for a long time. But you know, zombies definitely deserves its own separate thing because it's really been a juggernaut, especially recently. A lot of the community and lately, a lot of the actual YouTubers and all that, and basically the whole community has been based off of speedrunning
Yeah,
and world records. It's been a lot of people's content recently. A lot of people have been blowing up off of doing that or covering high rounds or world records or speed runs. Like that really is what is, in at least my opinion, it used to be story content, what used to be carrying the community. Right now, it feels like speedruns are and
yeah.
world records and high rounds and stuff like that. It seems like that is what is carrying this community and chugging it along during Call of Duty because um, I really just think that's what it is right now. But
Yeah,
yeah, I definitely do agree with your points, Flamer. There needs to be more, and I think ZWR is the place to do it, or maybe another site that comes up. But I mean, either way, I think you're definitely right about that.
yeah.
Definitely right.
Like, I think it will be interesting since we know it's possible on the Machina. I want to see a speed run for fists only Easter egg completion. That will be really interesting to see how long it's gonna take people, because they don't have to buy a gun. They can get the free DIE, or they can get it from a trial. Like, maybe it's
You
even gonna
know
be
who
faster.
you know who I thought of as soon as you said that?
Ooh, Burka?
No,
Who?
Maniac Killer.
Oh, Maniac. Ah, fist only. Yeah.
Um,
Dude, I could see him doing
Well,
that 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man is so crazy with the stuff he does. He's insane, man. He's crazy great. So, yeah, I definitely agree. I can't wait to see the future maps and how they do new future boards and stuff like that for the upcoming maps. And Outbreak 2. Interested to see what they do with that. And I think, dude, I really do think with Outbreak, if they have limited time modes or even just modes in general to Outbreak, other than just the base Outbreak, I could be really interested to see what they
Yeah.
do because that can create the more boards and more things to go for. And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I'm really excited to see
I
that
think
what they
what
can
will be
do.
cool to see is honestly in those kind of modes, cranked.
Hmm.
I think that will be really interesting, and just every single time, like when the objective stops or starts, that's when the clock starts.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
maybe it's like a time thing where you have to do. It's kind of like you're speed running
Yeah,
the rounds. You only have a certain amount of time
yeah,
to do the outbreak objective.
yeah.
Maybe you're on a time limit, not only from when you start it, but you know when from you actually
Where
go
you
into the
begin.
round. It's not like you have, yeah, it's not like you have an infinite amount of time. You have to hurry, and
Yeah,
I think that'd be really cool because then that create kind of like another speedrun category.
yeah,
Um,
indeed.
so yeah. Oh, there's one more thing to talk about. I'm gonna let you finish. Any last thoughts on this, though? I have one more thing we could talk about. So yeah,
no,
Nope,
any
I'm
thoughts
good
on
there.
that last minute
I'm
thought?
good there. I got
Okay.
some few ideas
yeah,
All
brewing
right.
up in
I'm good.
this old noggin of mine, so I'm gonna be working on that.
All right. So, last thing we have to talk about. There's been a couple announcements with Zombies World Championship this
Mmm.
week. Has been a few announcements.
Oh.
One, Challenge 8 has finally gotten revealed before the online tournament, starting in about 5 days from now. It is
Mhm.
Outbreak, Round 10 speedrun, which is what I personally thought it was going to be, and it is. That is the challenge, Round 10 Outbreak speedrun for you guys. Solo, obviously. That'll be exciting to see what happens with that. Each challenge it brings new mode to Outbreak. You know, I think it's great that there's going to be more diversity inside of Zombies World Championship. There's going to be the first real big experience is going to be in Zombies World Championship again. The first big mode where it's a big map. It's going to be really cool to see. Um, and one more thing got announced. Actually, well, two, but one big thing is our bud Greg FPS is the one of the last ZWI contestants. He is going to be competing in
Yes,
Zombies World
sir.
Championship. Our boy Greg, he's been a very big supporter of us. We thank him. He's amazing. Greg is really doing great stuff, and I can't wait to see him compete in ZWI this year. It's going to be fantastic. Apparently, there are more content creators coming, but those are the ones we have so far. Um, but yeah, that is the lineup so far for ZWI. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens with that event. Only 2 months away, dude. Literally 2 months away until the main event. The online tournament starts in less than a week. It is going down, and I can't wait.
Yeah. Speaking about that,
It's gonna be nuts.
last week we had it about Zombies World Championship and Zombies for Charity Free. And I actually got a message 2 days ago that I'm gonna be competing in Zombies for Charity Free. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Pretty sure all of us here are confirmed to be in Z4C3.
Yup.
It's really great. I can't wait, dude. I'm so happy that we got both of the Zcasts, dude. Got both of the Zcasts and Z4C3. We're gonna be juggernauting through that. Covering all the latest news for Z4C3. We'll be definitely covering the news as we get closer to the event.
Yep.
We will be sharing news about that, about the event and all that. So, as much as we can. So I can't wait for that, dude. That is gonna be really sick to be a part of something great like that. So yeah,
Indeed.
really excited.
So,
all right.
do you want to
So,
go to the
with that-
questions?
Yes. Do we have any questions to go through?
I actually have a few for Clarky here, which I had on the beginning.
Okay.
Clarky,
All right. Sweet.
I have
Yeah.
one from. I have two from Newbie. Who is Clarky's favorite zombies person or YouTuber?
There's no way he answers this. There's zero way he answers this. But if he does, I will literally, I don't know what I will do. But if he answers this question with an actual person, I will jump off my bed.
What does he
that quick.
mean by person? Like, what does
Like,
he mean?
I think he's trying to say, what is your favorite zombies YouTuber or content creator? Who's your favorite?
Fuck.
I will jump off this bed if he answers this. I will
Do
jump
it!
off this bed.
Do
There's
it!
Zero way. Zero
It's
way
like-
he answers this.
It's your opinion. Nobody is at fault.
I know that, but it's like there's so many good ones out there, and it's like it's not even about size and numbers. I never get shit about that because like before I met people like Joe Met or Fat Matt, I always watched their videos, and I, like a 10 to 10 basis, which is nuts to think. And then there's Lex. I still watch Lex's videos. I was always a fan of Lex's videos. Still am. But there's a lot of them out there. Like, I like Lex's videos, I like Matt videos, I like Joe's, I like Caleb's when he does. I don't really know, to be honest, because, like, I know before, like, Lex started uploading daily, it's like, everything seemed to change, which I'm glad he is uploading daily, but I don't know. Things really changed, and I still think he is, like, my favourite content creators.
Ooh, Flamer. Okay, sorry, Sean. Go ahead. Sorry.
But I don't really know. I don't really know if I have a favorite zombie content creator or not. Because, like, again, I've met so many personally. Because I did say earlier that I did look up to Joe and Matt before I met them, and now start talking to them. So I really don't really know what to say for that question. Honestly, no, I really don't. So, Revive, you need to jump on.
Oh, what you say? You don't know, or did you give an answer?
You don't need to jump.
So, Flamer, did you check your
we
DM?
have some breaking news, everybody. Sorry to interrupt
Yes, sir.
you, Clarky. We have some
Here we go.
breaking news regarding Tom Henderson. Tom Henderson just tweeted out, like 2 minutes ago, the Call of Duty end goal is for all the games to be connected more clearly than they have in the past. Warzone is the start. Zombies is next.
Ooh, shit!
And I think that has to do directly with his earlier leak that we covered before
Yep.
of the Zombies game. The new, standalone zombie game. I think that's
It
what
might be
that's
the
going to
next
do.
mode next to Warzone. Like, it might be developed by
That-
Raven.
And imagine that. No zombies game, like no game other has zombies, but there's the standalone zombies game, kind of like how Warzone standalone with the Battle Royale. We probably won't get another Battle Royale. That could be super interesting, and we will definitely talk about more as more information comes out. And to me, that is very exciting. That is something that could be insanely different for zombies. If they use zombies as a main hub to connect things, that could really make it so zombies is not forgotten and keeps going up from here.
I actually like this title that Choose just said, but what if they're gonna call it just Requiem?
What do you mean?
Any thoughts?
Oh.
What if they're
About
gonna call
what?
that zombies game Call of Duty
Like,
Requiem?
Well,
if it was just
No, because Tom Henderson did say there's no connections to past games, none.
None.
This
It's just
that's
its
what's
own.
interesting about its own game. There's no story connection. It's nothing. So that's the interesting part to me because it says right here that he wants to connect all of the games more clearly, which that's interesting. How are they going to do that? And so that means maybe it's going to be something where it's an ever-growing mode like Warzone is. So maybe it's something that builds over time. You know, which each game it builds as a mode. So maybe it's not connected to any other past game, but it connects. So maybe it's like it's connected, but it's not like directly connected to any past zombies experience. Maybe it brings the whole game of Call of Duty and pursues it into the future and brings the zombies mode into the future, which I think that could be interesting
Yeah,
for sure.
indeed. Ooh,
Agreed.
I'm excited about this. All right, going back to the questions, I have 2 more questions for Clarky here. What is your opinion about Ralph Boner?
Is this because of the video you made? Is this because of the video you made?
No, it's not. I just got a question. What do you think of Ralph Boner?
I have no input. Next question. God's sake. Jeez. God.
Do you think World War II Zombies is a good zombies experience?
Yes. Sorry, revived. I said no. No, you're.
Alright, those were my
Alright,
questions for Clarky.
Okay, I don't think I have any. Let me scroll up and see if I do. Okay, I don't. But last thing I want to say is tomorrow, Shrek just tweeted that tomorrow there's going to be a new update. There's going to be a new St. Patrick's Day game mode and some other stuff like that for multiplayer. There's also going to be Miami Strike, so we'll see how that plays out.
Ooh.
And we'll have to go into that. So yeah, that's besides that though, I don't think we have much else to talk about.
Nope.
But today's been a very big day. Definitely got some breaking news in the podcast. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Indeed.
So yeah. I think besides that, guys, I don't know if anyone has any last things to say. You guys have any?
You, Clarky?
No. I have nothing to say.
Oh wait, Flamer. One last thing I wanted to talk to you about. More just talk about you. But have you seen the leaked audio for Nuke event?
No, I have not actually. You can message me that later
Okay.
on.
Shoot. Okay, I'll talk to you later about that then.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, besides that, you have anything else?
Yes, I actually have something. We
Okay.
have the confirmed special guest for next week already, so I'm just gonna say that right now.
Ooh.
We're gonna be talking
Okay.
with Mr.
I don't even know.
Juice.
Oh, very nice.
And we're gonna be talking.
That's me.
We're gonna be talking. If you don't know, Mr. Juice is like Yuja. He makes stuff on DeviantArt, but he's also a guy who gets stuff from the game and makes renders from them. Like, it's a really interesting process. We're gonna be talking a bit about his renders and how he does it. So that's gonna be one of the things. And we might be talking about. I think we're gonna be talking about maybe the new weapon if it comes out tomorrow, and maybe something about Warzone. So I guess that's what we're gonna be talking about if something happens in Warzone. Since I don't know if you just noticed it, Revive, but apparently I got a message that the zombie counter went up from 5% to 10%.
It did?
Apparently, I just got a message from somebody. So I don't know if
Are
it's
we
true.
sure about that?
I don't know if it's true, but I'll check it out.
I feel like I would have saw that. We'll check that out after stream then. I don't know, but we'll definitely check that out. I don't know if we have anything else. So yeah, Mr. Chus, I can't wait for that next week. It's very exciting to see.
Yep.
And yeah, I think thank you, Sean, for being a guest. Thank you for coming out. We greatly appreciate
Thank you
you.
both for having me on. Thank you both
Thank
for having
you.
me.
Hope you had
So
some
yeah,
fun
we
munching.
great. Yep. Had some fun. We had some
fun munching on my-
midstream events going on.
This one
They're
got
very
really
fun.
cheeky,
Very fun for me at least. There's gonna be a lot, hopefully a lot more to talk about next week. And
Yes.
yeah, guys, can't wait. Yeah. So any last words, you guys?
Not really for me. Do you have any?
Gracias.
Bruh.
All right. All right, guys. So thank you guys all for coming out. Again, if you guys, last thing, if you guys have any questions or topics, make sure to put them in Flamer's comment section of his video.
Yep.
Or on Twitter. You could DM us at RevivedgamerHD and XTFlamer99. Make sure to leave the comments below for topics. And yeah, besides that, I think that's all we have to say.
Yeah, I'm
So
just gonna
yeah,
say.
guys. Thank you guys.
I'm just gonna say thank you, Clarky, for joining us here. If you guys want to check out Clarky's content, it's in the description down below. Also, Revived, if you want to check him out on Twitch. So we have both our podcasts there. Revived does some cool streams. He's got his new GPU, so there's gonna be a lot more streams. So yeah, that was all of it for me.
After 5 years.
So yeah.
All right. Yes, dude. Everyone, go check out Flamer and Clarky. I greatly appreciate them. They have been great, and I can't wait for the future of this podcast. It has been very fun these first few three, and I could see this podcast going in for a long while.
Indeed.
So yeah, thank you guys for coming out, and I will see you guys in the next one.
So thank you guys for watching.
See ya.
And it's your boy, Super Flamer, signing out. Have a good day.
Look the hunger be with you.
All right, dude. I have to take a massive piss. I'll be right back.
That was still streamed, but alright.